How you doing? Today I just wanted to go over this Savage Model 12. Um, this is a real fun little gun. It comes, this particular model of Savage comes chambered. You can get it in two different calibers. You can get it in 6 mil BR, which this one is, or you can get it in 6.5 by 284. Before I bought this gun, I thought I wanted to get into bench rest shooting, and I just been firing standard rifles with less with a standard chambers like 22, 250, 243, 308, things like that. I wanted to get into a little bit more of an quote unquote exotic cartridge. And this came, the 6.5 by 284 and the 6 mil BR are really dedicated bench rest cartridges. I originally thought I was going to buy the 6.5 by 284. I decided against it because of the barrel wear. It's pretty substantial. That thing really burns out the throats on guns. You can get anywhere from 800 to 1200 rounds. So I went with the 6 mil BR reluctantly. I thought maybe it was a little bit underpowered. It isn't. This has really been a great gun. This is a 6 mil BR round. Maybe you can see a little better like that. It's kind of short, stubby round, but for taking out to the range, it's real accurate. It's easy to reload. It holds up on average about 30 grains of powder. You can run a bunch of different bullets through it. These happen to be the 105 Berger VLDs. These fly great. A little bit more about the gun. The gun's completely stock, as you see it. I haven't changed a thing. Obviously, I had to put a scope on it. This is a 12 by 42 Knife Force bench rest scope. I think when you start talking about bench rest scopes, what you're really talking about is how you're going to adjust it. A true bench rest scope will have a barrel adjust. All right. I'm not necessarily, and the thinking is this is a little more precise than, say, if you have something like a Knife Force NXS where you have the adjust on the side here. This is a little more precise. A more tactical application would be on the side here. It's much quicker. The thinking is once you get your rifle set up at bench rest for a particular range, you're really not going to mess with it because you're going to be shooting the same distance all day long. No big deal. That's just a decision when you go to buy your scope. What I really like about this gun is it's for a factory gun. It really is no compromises. It comes with a it's a single shot application, so you're not going to have any bottom plate, any bottom metal here. The stock itself has a 3-inch forend here. Okay, as you can see. Let me move it around here. Sorry for shaking, you guys. Hope you don't get seasick. Okay, but it's completely flat under there. Okay, and what this allows the rifle to do is you'll move. When you get ready to shoot, okay, you push the stock up against the stock stop here, and when you fire the gun, when you're shooting bench rest, typically you're not leaning on the gun. You don't have your shoulder, butted up against here. You just lightly put your face on the comb here, and you barely touch the trigger, and the gun, when it fires, it just slides back in the bag a little bit. Okay, so when you go to refire again, you rechamber around, you push the gun back up in the stops, and theoretically your gun alignment, okay, on the target really shouldn't change that much. It comes with a 30-inch barrel, bolt barrel. It's real heavy. You can fire this gun on an average day, okay, 70 degrees outside, let's say. You can probably put 25 to 30 rounds through it before it even starts to get warm. You definitely don't want to heat up any of your barrels. You just wreck them. You can see here on the bolt, okay, The Savages are a little different to get out than say a Remington. You got to hold them like that, but you can see the jewel work on the bolt. It's very nicely done. You know, it's real heavy. Let me show you the back end of the action here. It's just, you know, it's a no compromises gun. You know, I've taken this thing to local matches. You know, everybody shows up with their custom Benchrest guns, and they kind of snicker a little bit. You know, when you show up with your, everybody knows what this gun is. They snicker a little bit, and then when you wind up kicking their butt, they're not laughing anymore, and they're coming over to ask you about your gun. I think I paid $1,300 for it. The only thing I would do, and that I do plan on doing, when you take the barreled action out of the stock, it's not bedded. Okay. I've done a lot of reading on bedding. I'm not sure that it's going to help. It's already a half MOA gun or better with the right loads. I personally, my own opinion is, I think your loads are the most critical factor in the accuracy of your gun. Okay. So anyway, you can just see how nice, you just slip that little guy in there, you chamber it. Okay. It's jammed, so it's a little tight. These are typically, I load these 15 thousandths jammed, okay, but it works. It just works. I can't really complain about any particular aspect of this gun. Even the Aki trigger, okay, I thought for sure that I was going to have to replace this trigger. It's not bad, okay. I wouldn't say it's match quality, but I haven't felt the need or the desire to change it. Okay, it works. It has a 20 MOA rail on it. You know, you can buy it, pay for it. You got a really good Benchrest gun. If you're thinking about getting into Benchrest, this is really a nice place to start. You're not going to have $3,500 invested into a dedicated Benchrest gun. You know, you're going to hopefully buy yourself a decent scope. You don't have to buy one of these Knife Forces. You can get away with something else. I know that Weaver makes a pretty good Benchrest scope. And then there's another application. Leupold makes some fixed 35, 40, and 45 by scopes that are great for Benchrest applications too. So, you know, you've got some options. The other thing is, if you just like to go out and target shoot, you know, this is a fun little round. And the other nice thing is it's cheap to reload. You can reload those 6BR rounds. Depending on the bullets, you can reload them for 25 to 35 cents a piece. The other beauty of this gun is the barrel, okay? You can buy, if you do shoot this thing 4,000 rounds and you burn it out, you can buy pre-fit barrels for this guy. And with a vise and the tool here, you can do it yourself. So it's going to be extremely fun, accurate. Kind of get your, you know, you can get your feet wet into Benchrest shooting if you want to, and overall, it's a really great investment. Okay, so give it a shot or give it a consideration when you go, if you want a Benchrest gun. It's something to think about. Thanks.